What's up, everybody? Anyway, that was a hell of an intro, wasn't it? Anyways, guys, this is going to be a Fantasy Grounds tutorial, and it's going to be a very basic, short and sweet tutorial on how to create an unweighted rollable table. Now, if you... Man, that intro was pretty good, wasn't it? If you're a new user to Fantasy Grounds, you'll find this rather useful. Or if you're a savvy veteran, you probably already know how to do this. So you ask yourself, what is a unweighted rollable table? Well, that is a table. Take, for instance, if you have a table, you roll a D10, you have 10 outcomes. You have the same percentage chance to get each one of those 10 outputs. Or in this case that we're going to make, it's going to be a D20 unweighted rollable table. Now, here is a PDF, Shadow of the Demon Lords, and it has ancestries when you choose, when you create your character. Now, as you choose your ancestry, you are going to have a lot of different options. As, say, for the human, you would have human backgrounds, human personalities, human religions, human age, human build. Basically just like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition when you're doing your traits, your ideals, bonds, flaws. But Shadow of the Demon Lords, it goes into more depth. So we're going to make this D20 unweighted table. Now, as you can see, it takes a D20 and there are literally 20 different possible outcomes. Same percentage chance for every outcome, so you have a 5% chance on getting any particular one of them. Alright, so now that we've got that out of the way, that is an unweighted rollable table. Now, to create this table, all we want to do is in the top right hand corner, click on the second button down on the left called Tables. Voila. It pulls up the interface. Now, you can create the table by just right-clicking in the pane anywhere and selecting Create Item. Or if you want to come down here and click on the Edit List, you can do that as well. And you can click on the green button that says Add Item, and voila, it's going to pull up sort of like a radial menu. And these are the amount of rows that you want to have. So you can have one with 2, 4, 6, or we want more. We want 20. So look at that. There's 20. So when you hit that, you just go ahead and hit step 1, boom, there's your table. Alright, now it's already made this unweighted for us. You can click and drag the bottom right hand corner of the box and open it up, which I like to do that. I like to be able to read everything in nice straight lines instead of having eight lines of text in a box this wide. So now it's time to enter all of the data from the table into this nice, beautiful rollable table. Okay, so really easy to do. You just put in the title. We're calling this human background, and a description. This is the human background table, and you can put anything you want in these boxes. Alright, now the next line is going to have quite a bit of information and possibilities here. Now, on the right hand side, there is a little red button called the Edit List. When you open that up, it's going to give you some options on the right hand side. Now, starting on the left, this is the roll button. If you can click it, there you go. We got option 12. There's nothing in there, so it's not going to read anything. Or you can go ahead and pick this up by depressing the left button and drag it into the tower on the lower right hand side. As you can see where my big fat head is, you can drop it into the dice tower. Voila, roll to 16. Or you can use the VIS selector button here, which you can hide the rolls or show the rolls. When you have the eye fully lit up, it will broadcast in the chat. Now, the custom box is where you put what type of dice you want to roll. Now, this is a 1 through 20 table, and each line or each outcome has its own line. So we don't have to put any dice in here. So just leave it blank by default. And that even goes if you had 16 outcomes. You don't have, there's obviously no D16 die out there, so you would just leave this custom box empty, and it's just for default. Now you will put dice in there for, say, when we do our weighted 3d6 scale here in just a minute. Then you'll take the dice and put them in here. Now the next box is the modifier box. So if you tell the player to go ahead and throw a modifier in there, you can share the sheet by right-clicking on the sheet and hitting the little guy screaming his ass off here, and you can share the sheet. When you do that, it pops up this nice rollable table to all of the players in the game. Alright, so next you can go ahead and notice that there's two tabs really quickly on the right hand side. The main tab is where we're at. You can click on the notes tab, and then you can enter a bunch of text. Alright, so the output is set to chat by default, and it puts it in the chat box. Now if you click it, it will say story. Now when you generate your rollable table, when you roll the die, it will create a journal for you. And you can see when you open up the story tab here, it created a result, human background. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's really nice that you can actually kind of keep track of all of the rolls. If you make loot parcels, whatever, you can keep track and keep records of all that stuff. Now if you press the button again, you can send it to a loot parcel. So the loot parcels are within the items, the item journal here, the item tab, and it will put it in the parcels portion of that. And that's really cool when you're gonna, say if the party kills a dragon and you create this massive complex rollable table, which I will have for a advanced tutorial. You can take and roll 20 different types of currency at once, 20 different magic item tables at once, link it all together, and it'll put it into a loot parcel for you. So you don't have to drag and drop everything. It's beautiful. Alright, now over here on the right hand side, there's a couple colorful, beautiful buttons. They are the add column and subtract column, and you can see when you click on them, it adds columns to the right, and then it takes them away when you click on the delete column. And the column button is for basically if you want to add more tables within the table to roll on separate. You can, like I said, you can roll on a bunch of different tables with one press of a button. So, all right, now the add button here is going to add a row, and when you click that, it'll add a row at the top. All you have to do is just click on the little red radial button and delete it if you want to delete anything, and then you can just close it up. So let's go ahead and we'll put here, we will put the background outcomes. And now we'll go ahead and take our PDF and start pasting the information into the table. And it's that easy, guys. I mean, literally, it is that easy. I mean, it is a piece of cake. Look at that. So literally will take maybe a couple minutes to make this table, and the more you do this, guys and gals, the easier it's going to get for you, and the more efficient it's going to be for you to make something like this. So I'm going to fast forward the video, and then we'll get this table finished up. Alright, so all of our information is now into this unweighted rollable table. One last thing, click the lock button up at the top right hand corner, lock it up, don't allow any changes to happen to it. It'll save you a heartache later on down the line, I'm sure. So there's one more little small thing that I want to show you, and that is you can actually add a journal page, or you can add like a monster. So, and that means like a monster sheet. Now, say that this human background table was a random encounter table. You can literally have all of the monster character sheets in here as well. Now just go into your monster tab, your NPC tab, whatever. You can even use your story, your journal tab too for your story. You can put those in here. Now all you'll do is you'll just drag and drop it here. So just say that this monster was a kobold, and the first thing that you would have had for the encounter would be kobolds. Alright, so now you can click on this, and voila, it'll have the monster sheet there ready for you. So you can also get rid of this if you accidentally dropped it in the wrong spot. You can just right click it and hit the eraser and clear the link. There you go, guys, simple as that. That was just one more little small thing that I wanted to show you before we ended. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. What are you waiting for? Leave a comment down below, And until next time, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.